So, despite having a myriad of settings like these and others, D&D has only one genre. All those settings are just visual motifs. Genres have shape and not just appearance. Some genre structures are useful, such as a TV episode, novel, or gaming session, but those aren't the sort of genres I'd like to focus on. What I'd like to focus on is the thematic genres. Steampunk focuses on nostalgia, hope, and wonder of a future that never was. Cyberpunk focuses on social disparity. Portal fantasies like the Narnia series focus on growing up. D&D focuses on defeating monsters. Choosing a genre is the first thing you should do when designing a game. If you don't, you usually end up creating a heartbreaker, a variant of D&D or some other RPG that nobody else wants because they already have D&D. Yes, that's a good learning design step to take, but I wouldn't publish it. The secret of designing for a genre comes from understanding what the characters struggle with and what success looks like. For example, romance works because the man has strong morals. Those morals, rather than money, skill, or any other quality, leads to success in the form of a relationship. Every other aspect of success is there to just show that they don't matter to the woman if his morals aren't strong enough. The shortcomings of D&D become even more apparent when you're dealing with a genre that has two plots, like Cyberpunk or Steampunk. Initially, these genres test around skills or knowledge, with the reward being riches. Eventually, the characters realize they're playing the game of the powers that be and switch to fighting the system. In Cyberpunk, the second challenge is a moral test, with the outcome being a system that more closely resembles the ethical application of those morals. Meanwhile, systemic struggles in steampunk tend to revolve around the rebirth and victory of wonder over absolute knowledge. D&D doesn't use these second plots, but punk is all about fighting the establishment. Another way to generate two plots is by mixing genres. The fiction series, Kushiel's Dart, does this by adding a romantic element to an immersive fantasy. It moves through the challenges of skill and talent to challenges of morality, with the outcome being two-pronged, a stable throne for the kingdom, and the characters falling in love with each other. Finally, we get to literature, which I define as containing a customized challenges and outcomes. Literature can be other genres. For example, The Handmaid's Tale is science fiction, but because it doesn't follow the normal science fiction tropes, it's considered literature. A gaming example of this is Paranoia. It's a comedy game in which you backstab your fellow players to please the anti-communist, anti-secret society, anti-mutant computer that controls everything. The challenges are many, but they always involved tripping people up for any misbehavior, perceived or real, and success means survival. The things that all these games have in common is that the genre is worked into the rules, setting, and suggestions. So, is D&D an example of literature? Unfortunately, yes, it is. My definition didn't say good customized plots, only customized plots. D&D also has genre worked into its rules, setting, and genre suggestions. The only thing that can vary is how you dress it up. So, often I said that everything should revolve around the plot. Well, I have an amendment to that. Everything should revolve around the plot and the genre. So, Barring any further revelations, this will be my final video in the RPG design skill series. I plan on covering RPG publishing in a separate series later on. Anyways, that's just what I've been thinking about. Have a great day and doei!